It takes 22 players, played over 90 minutes, to master the beautiful game. In football, it is 11 versus 11. The main goal is to score more goals. And that is a goal.
It runs for 45 minutes and almost nothing pauses it, not even injuries. Football just keeps going. That non-stop flow is the main reason football became the world's most popular sport. Pure, relentless tension. Now you know why the crowd never sits down. The match is 90 minutes total, split into two 45-minute halves with a short break in between. But here's something most beginners don't know. The clock never stops in football. Even when the ball goes out of bounds, the referee's clock keeps ticking. Instead, at the end of each half, the referee adds extra minutes, called stoppage time, to make up for all the delays, usually 2 to 6 minutes. And this added time? It's where some of the most dramatic moments in the sport's history have happened. Last-second goals, impossible comebacks, pure chaos. Now, who's actually playing? Each team has 11 players divided into 4 groups. And understanding these groups is what makes the whole match suddenly make sense. First, the goalkeeper, 1 per team. The only player allowed to use their hands. Their job is to stand in front of the goal, which is about 7 meters wide and 2.5 meters tall, and stop everything that comes at them. A goalkeeper who makes one bad mistake can cost their team the entire match, which is why being a goalkeeper is considered one of the most mentally demanding positions in all of sport. Every error is completely visible. There's nowhere to hide. Behind the goalkeeper, you have defenders, usually 3 or 4 of them. Their job is to stop the opposing team from even getting close to scoring. Good defenders don't just sprint at people and tackle them. They read the game. They predict where the ball is going before it arrives. A great defender can look effortless because they're always in exactly the right place. Then, midfielders, the engine room of the team. Midfielders do everything: defend, attack, connect the entire team together. Think of them like a quarterback who also has to tackle, receive passes, and organize everyone around them. Midfielders also run the most of any position. In a typical match, a central midfielder can cover 12 to 13 kilometers. That's over 8 miles, in 90 minutes. Finally, the forwards, sometimes called strikers. Their only job is to score. And here's something that surprises most people. In a full match, a striker might only touch the ball 20 or 30 times. But if one of those touches comes at the right moment, in the right place, that's all that matters. One touch can decide everything. Now, here's what really surprises newcomers. Football scores are low, very low. 1-0, 2-1, sometimes 0-0, which means nobody scored at all. To someone used to basketball scores in the hundreds, this seems almost boring. But that's exactly what makes a football goal so electric. Because goals are rare, every single one matters enormously. The crowd doesn't just cheer, they erupt. Players sprint across the pitch, teammates pile on, entire stadiums shake. You simply don't get that reaction in sports where teams score every 30 seconds. The scarcity of goals is the whole point. Let's talk about what's happening tactically, because it's not just 22 people randomly chasing a ball. Teams use formations, shapes, strategies. The most common one you'll hear is the 4-3-3. 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, 3 forwards. But teams shift their shapes constantly depending on whether they're winning, losing, or trying to control the game. And control is a massive part of football. When your team has the ball, the other team literally cannot score. So sometimes a team's strategy is to keep possession, passing sideways, even backwards, not because they're being boring, but because they're wearing the opponent down. They're dictating the pace. They're waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Football strategy is chess with athletes. Now, what happens when someone breaks the rules? There's a referee with 2 assistants on the sidelines. The referee can issue 2 types of cards. A yellow card is a warning. Get 2 in the same match and you're immediately sent off. Your team continues with only 10 players. 10 versus 11 is a massive disadvantage in football. You're basically playing the rest of the match a person short, defending desperately, hoping you survive. A red card means you're gone immediately. No second chance. And in most competitions, a red card also means you miss the next game. One moment of madness, and your team suffers for days. Then there are fouls. Illegal contact, bad tackles, pushing, holding. When a foul happens, the game stops briefly and the fouled team gets a free kick. But the most dramatic kind is a penalty. A penalty happens when a foul occurs inside a special area near the goal called the penalty box. When that happens, one player gets a direct shot at the goalkeeper, one-on-one, from just 11 meters away. Statistically, penalties are scored about 75% of the time. So when a referee points to the penalty spot, the stadium holds its breath because a goal is almost certain. And if the match is tied after 90 minutes in a knockout competition, it goes to extra time, 2 15-minute periods. Still tied after that, penalty shootout. 5 players each, alternating. And it is the single highest pressure situation in football. Professionals who have taken this exact kick thousands of times in training, they miss. Because the weight of the moment is unlike anything else in sport. England's national team once went 55 years without winning a shootout at a major tournament. 55 years. That's not bad luck. That's a psychological wall. So that's what's actually happening during a football match. 2 teams of 11 players, 90 minutes with almost no stoppages. A goalkeeper who can use their hands, defenders reading the game, midfielders running the equivalent of a half marathon, forwards waiting for the one touch that changes everything. Low scores that make every goal feel like an event. Tactics shifting constantly. One red card that can flip the entire match. And a penalty shootout that can end careers or launch legends. Football isn't complicated once you know what to look for. And now you do. Next time you watch a match, you'll see the shape the team is holding. You'll notice when possession shifts. You'll feel the tension every time someone enters that penalty box. And when a goal goes in, you'll understand exactly why the entire stadium just lost its mind. If this helped football finally click for you, subscribe. We break down the world's biggest sport exactly like this every week.